everybody, I'm Helen Pritchard from Helen Pritchard Online, and I just wanted to talk today a little bit about some of the very common LinkedIn myths that I hear. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm probably most famous for helping people get leads from LinkedIn. I have a flagship group coaching and training program called the LinkedIn Mastermind, and also an e-learning version called the Bootcamp. So let's have a look at some of the common myths that I see around LinkedIn, and I can help you with my view, which isn't, in my opinion is the right view, but not everybody agrees with me. But in my view, this is how I feel about what's going on in LinkedIn at the moment. So just to get started, a few facts around LinkedIn. So there are 562 million users registered on LinkedIn right now at the moment. Obviously, this is changing all the time. Of those, 260 million are active, which means they use it on a monthly basis at a minimum. And of those, 61 million are senior decision makers or influencers. The stats tell us that 80% of B2B leads come from LinkedIn, and that is against, say, 13% on Twitter and 7% on Facebook. However, although I think LinkedIn's amazing for B2B, it still works brilliantly for B2C and particularly for local area marketing as well. So the first thing that I hear quite a lot is that it's only really any good for job hunting. People say, oh, in the past I've been on LinkedIn, I just get hounded by recruiters. I'm not looking for a job, so why would I be on there, particularly if I've got my own business? That's the old me. And it's just, I think LinkedIn definitely was set up this way. It was set up as a kind of huge database of professionals, and people presented themselves on there in a way that was aimed at really showcasing who they were as a person, and talked about themselves kind of in the first or even worse, the third person, and lots and lots of CV style, as I would call them, profiles are out there. However, it's totally changed. So if you've not been in there recently, I suggest you go and absolutely do go and have a look at your profile. Yes, if you've not been in there for a while, it's probably miles out of date, and talks about somebody that you barely recognize, particularly if you left a corporate or a sort of professional career to go on an entrepreneurial journey, and you've been spending the last few years or whatever building up an audience on Facebook or LinkedIn, on Instagram. When you look at LinkedIn, you kind of sort of look at it and think, oh, that is definitely is the old me. So it's totally changed now. I think it can be used. It's absolutely, in my opinion, the most untapped lead generation platform that we have available at our fingertips. All of those millions of people, all are consumers, they're all buyers of stuff, whether it's stuff that they want to buy for their business or that they want to buy for themselves. So it's a really big opportunity to be really specific about who you help, how you help them, and what's in it for them. So you can do all of this through how you present yourself in your headline, in your profile, and really change it from a sort of static CV style profile to a really engaging, really sort of 4D multimedia representation of yourself and your business and how you can help other people. So that's definitely not true. The second thing I hear a lot is that it's just not for me. My type of people aren't on here. I hear that quite a lot. My audience isn't on there. And again, this comes a lot from people who have been building up audiences on Facebook or on the other social media platforms and feel like it's just not their audience, just isn't there. But actually, I've yet to come across a person who runs a business, who wants to get leads, whose audience isn't on LinkedIn at all. Or if they're not on there, then people who influence those people are on there, if that makes sense. So it is down to, obviously, to each individual target audience is different. But if you think about all those millions of people, there's a good chance that your ideal prospects, your ideal clients absolutely are on there. As number 3, I hear this again, it's just too corporate and stuffy. I've heard it get called Facebook in a suit. like super boring, like the most boring platform on the planet. I won't know what to say, I don't know what to post, it's not for me, it's not my kind of environment. And actually, it's only corporate and stuffy if you make it corporate and stuffy. It's not. It is, your profile is your profile, so it's up to you to make it exactly how you want to represent yourself and your business online. And then the content that you put out and the way that you engage with your audience is completely aligned with you as a person and you as a business. And you can put out great content that's really engaging and entertaining. You can put humorous stuff on there, you can put video, you can do images, you can do stories, and you can really showcase who you are and what you're about and get people to really know you, like you, and trust you before you even have an online conversation. You can present yourself in this way. So, and also the people that you engage with and the people that you start to build relationships with on there, if they're not corporate and stuffy, then their content won't be, and vice versa. So it allows you to build up the content that you see on there. The posts that you see will be dictated by the posts that you engage with. So the stuff that you love, engage more with that. The stuff that you hate, corporate stuffy stuff, don't engage with it and you won't see it. So it does work very similar to Facebook in that way in terms of how the algorithm works. Oh, this is a juicy one. So myth number 4 is that you should only connect to those who you know, and LinkedIn themselves say this. And I am waiting patiently for them to revise this, because if you only connect with people who you know, then it's not going to be a particularly effective lead generation tool. But if you do connect with people who know people that you know, so by this I mean second degree connections, it is a fantastic way to build your network in a really, really strategic way. So I regularly connect with people who I haven't met in real life, however, who I can add lots of value to and who we've got connections in common. So yes, I don't think you should go and connect with everybody you can find. If you've got no connections in common and you've got nothing, there's no reason for you to connect. They're not your ideal clients. But if they are ideal potential clients or customers for your business and you can help them, and you know somebody who knows them on LinkedIn, I think it's perfectly okay to ask them to connect. And this is something that I recommend doing. What it means is that you build your audience very quickly in a way that is strategic, but it's effective, and you can get really, really good quality people into your audience, handpick them. You know, I don't agree with any kind of like automation, which we'll cover further along, but you're handpicking these people because you know that they are your potential ideal clients. So your ideal client avatar work is really, really crucial. But there's always going to really use LinkedIn effectively, you're going to have to connect with people who you don't know personally. However, you will know somebody who knows them on LinkedIn. So number 5, oh, this is another one. Direct messaging. So there's a myth that you have to message people directly on LinkedIn to get sales. And I completely refute this. I don't agree with direct messaging people first at all, particularly when you've just connected with them. What I believe in is putting out great content and engaging with people publicly rather than privately. I do not think it's good for your professional reputation to just send messages to everyone. Yes, trying to build relationships, but we both know it's just to open up a conversation where you're going to look for an opportunity to pitch your business. And everybody is wise to it. Yes, it can be effective. You can send out 100 messages. One person might come back to you, but 99 people are going to be turned off because it's just too much, too soon, slightly too aggressive. And it's about, for me, LinkedIn's about client attraction, not about sales. So we want to get our ideal clients getting to know us before they approach us to ask how they can work with us. And that's a very, very, very different dynamic when it comes to sales. So people hate to be sold to, but people love to buy. So it's about giving people the opportunity to buy in a way that puts them in control of the process. So it's a very different environment, and it makes building your business much easier and much more fun when all your prospective clients are coming to you rather than the other way around. However, you need to have a strategy to make that happen. Of course, you have to create this environment, and LinkedIn's fantastic at allowing you to do that. But however, direct messaging for me is the absolute worst way to start trying to build, you know, to get leads on LinkedIn. It just, for me, it just doesn't work. So, number 6, I hear this a lot. So I hear this a lot in my own groups. I hear this a lot on LinkedIn, and I hear it a lot in face-to-face networking as well. I meet people. So they tell me that automation is a fantastic way to get new connections, leads, and sales on LinkedIn. So you'll have probably been seen or pitched about things like LinkedIn Helper, Duck Soup, and then the other one that's came out recently. I completely disagree with this again. Yes, it can automate some of the processes, it makes things easier. However, the risk is always very, very high. I know the risk of getting it wrong with automation is very, very high. So for example, I had a conversation with a guy on the phone for a long time who was trying to say to me that this was the way to go, and I said I didn't like it, and we agreed to disagree. I put the phone down. The next thing I got was an automated LinkedIn message from him about something completely different, and it's so obvious. It's so obvious when you're getting the same sort of copy paste, even though they've got your own name, and it's just clearly automated, and it's lazy, and it's easy to spot, I feel. Even worse is when it automates the follow-ups. Or automating connections. How do you know without looking with your eyes whether these are the right potential people for you? It's just a way of trying to make things more efficient, but I think it actually makes things, it disconnects you from what you're actually doing. A fantastic way to get new connections, leads, and sales on LinkedIn is to be in LinkedIn and be active and be really efficient on the way that you use it. So with my stuff, I talk about 3 things a day. It takes 20 minutes with no automation. So there's nothing that needs to be automated because it's done so quickly. So we don't need to be more efficient because we're going to be efficient anyway. So I just don't agree with it. But also, it's wildly against LinkedIn's terms of service. You are looking at, as soon as they find out, and I know they'll tell you that they won't, but they will, as soon as they find out you've got a third-party program running, even though it's not in LinkedIn and all that kind of stuff, then you'll be put in what's called LinkedIn jail. You know, you'll have your account restricted, and it's just not worth the risk, in my opinion. Other opinions are available. Probably quite an unpopular one. So number 7. So this is around content. So again, people think they need to be, you know, put on this corporate face or voice, and that makes it difficult for them to write content. So like I said earlier, this is your personal LinkedIn. This is your professional representation of yourself and your business. But it has to have as much of you in it as possible, because that's what people connect with, right? You know, people buy from people. It's a cliche, and it's a cliche for a reason, because it's true. People do buy from people, so you need to express yourself, who you are and how you are, and why you do what you do. So your content, you know, is just about telling stories about yourself, about your business, about your passion, about your clients, about how you help people, about, you know, success stories that you've had, and giving people that opportunity to buy on a regular basis. It's much more important that you're showing up every day than that you're agonizing over every bit of content and not posting every day. So it's for me, it's about visibility, it's about showing up, and you do not have to be a certain way. You have to go to LinkedIn to be yourself. I am not for everybody, but I am the way that I am, and that's how I represent myself on social media, so that when some people are attracted to that and some people are repelled to it. You know, I'm very direct, you know, I'm very opinionated, you know, I say it how it is. I'm very proud of my own success, and some people find that really irritating, but those people aren't my ideal clients. So that's really great that we automatically repel them so that we don't waste anybody's time, and other people absolutely love those things. So attracting those people gets them much more engaged. Whereas if you try and be corporate, or you try and sort of be everything to everybody, then you end up sort of being nothing to nobody. That's very good English, but you know what I mean. And just being that kind of vanilla, trying to please everybody, trying not to, make a stand for anything, trying not to upset anything or disagree with anybody, then what happens is you kind of don't really engage people either. So, but also, it doesn't matter if you're extrovert, introvert, you're really confident, or you're really shy, or you really don't feel like you want to be like, oh, here I am, this is me. Because if you're not that kind of person, then don't be that kind of person. Just go to LinkedIn and be yourself, and then you can't go wrong. Definitely don't need to put on a corporate face. So number 8, you need to spend money to get results. So in fact, if you think that spending money on LinkedIn Premium is going to help you get more leads from LinkedIn, you are sadly mistaken. It will not do anything for you if you're not using a system or a strategy or whatever you want to call it. If you don't have a plan for LinkedIn and you just think by paying 50, 60 quid a month, it's going to make it work, it's going to be a complete waste of money. Definitely do not do that. However, when you've got a plan and you've got a strategy and you've got your 3 things to do every day, and you're really confident about your ideal client and your business and how your business is structured and the type of leads you want to go and win, until you know that, don't do anything. And then you're really confident that your headline and your profile is engaging and attractive as it possibly can be to your ideal clients. And you know what you're going to be posting every day, and you know how to engage with people publicly and why it's important, and you know the kind of people you're going to connect with, then having premium will help. It will help grease the wheels of that process. So for example, if you don't have premium and you're finding and connecting with people who are potentially great clients for your business, then you will get restricted and said that you've reached the search limit, and you'll get restricted until the end of the month, and then it'll let you start doing it again. So it just slows you down a bit. It's designed to get you to upgrade, yeah? And for me, if you're spending 56 quid a month and you're not getting that return and you're implementing my stuff, then we need to have a conversation, because something's not quite right. It's not working for you. But when you look at the return on investment, it's worth having premium, so you can do all those things that make it easier. So you can search for more people, you can see who's viewed you, you can send emails, although obviously I don't. There's a few other things that you can do, but you don't need to spend money to get results. It'll just make things a bit easier if you've got a plan of action. If you haven't got a plan of action, don't get LinkedIn Premium, because it's not going to help you. But LinkedIn, fundamentally at its core, is a free platform, and you can do some amazing things with it on the basic package, absolutely. So what I normally suggest is that when people are doing my training, is that they upgrade for the month and then implement for a month, and then if they feel like they're getting the return on the investment of premium, then keep it. If they don't, then obviously we need to have a conversation, but also they can still do a lot of the things that, well, all of the things that I advise can be done with the free version, but it will slow you down a little bit. But it definitely isn't pay the money and get the results stuff. Okay, so we've covered quite a bit there. Hopefully that was really useful for you. Obviously, here comes the pitch. Brace yourselves. If you do want to learn more about LinkedIn and my specific strategies for using LinkedIn to create that environment where ideal clients come to you, my flagship program, which is just the love of my life, the LinkedIn Mastermind, opens for business for the final time 2018 on the 27th of August, and we start on the 10th of September. So this is your last opportunity for 2018 to buy in. Once you're in the mastermind for life. We run the program live 3 times a year, and you have continual access to me and my team and all the other people that have ever done the mastermind. So it's a really great little community of people who understand my stuff, are implementing it every day, and are getting the results. So if you want to know more about that, there's the link for you guys. And if you've got any questions to ask me at all about LinkedIn, then just give me a shout. Thanks a lot. See you later. Bye.